Now, love him or hate him, Julian Newman was one of the most talked about players in high school basketball. Keyword was. Now, a lot of people really haven't been talking about him. Since he graduated from high school, people really don't know what he's up to and what's been going on with him. Back in the day, Julian used to say a whole lot about him playing professionally or going to the NBA or playing in college basketball. He'd claimed that he had some offers, and a lot of people were very skeptical about all of that information. Now, Julian ended up not having any offers, and the offer had seemed to be either faked or some type of misunderstanding had happened where Julian did not receive any college offers. And after that, he pretty much went into obscurity. A lot of people have continued to wonder, where is Julian? Now, Julian really got his name from being a young player playing varsity. I believe he was in either 5th or 6th grade when he was playing varsity basketball. Of course, his father was the coach, so that plays a huge factor into it, but he was getting so much notoriety and popularity because he was that young. A player that young being able to dribble the ball, shoot, score an average about 20-30 points on the court, being that young of age, people definitely took note of it. And everyone thought, man, maybe this kid is going to be good and he's going to be a really good basketball player when he grows up. Now, the sad thing is, Julian's height really didn't translate too well, and he didn't grow too much taller. Now, he's listed at about 5'7", and that might be a stretch. Now, Julian definitely didn't grow as tall as people wanted him to, and that really led to him over dribbling and being one of those players who was, a little bit selfish with the basketball. Now, Julian actually played in a number of different basketball camps, and that's where a lot of his notoriety came from as well. Now, if you guys don't remember, he had actually played against Jathan Bosch, which is another top guard, and he really got a huge name from that because he went one-on-one against Julian Newman, and things didn't go too well for Julian, although Julian did hold his own. Now, on the other hand, Julian does have his own TV show, The Hello Newmans, on Overtime, and that for sure pulls views. A lot of people like watching him and his family and all the chaotic stuff that does go on, and Julian for sure is a great entertainer. I will give him that. Although his basketball skills might not be as high as everyone wants him to be, and he might not be as good or as talented, he for sure can have that TV show and knows how to entertain people. Now, most recently, what Julian has been up to has been continuing to work and develop on his game. Now, most recently, Julian has been posting a ton on his Instagram of him getting in workouts, and one was just on Christmas, and Julian really seems like he's still putting in work and trying to chase those hoop dreams. Now, he had said in a most recent episode of the Hello Newmans that he was going to play overseas, and that was an option that they were looking towards. Now, do you guys really think Julian has offers from teams to go play overseas? Personally, I think the main reason here would be ticket sales and that people would want to see Julian play. I think Julian, although he might be short, he does have a lot of skill and talent, and you cannot knock him for that. He definitely works hard on his game and tries to improve it as much as he can, but the one thing that I think is really holding him back is height. If Julian Newman was maybe 6'3", we would be talking a whole different game here just because of that height difference. But personally, I think that Julian is such a great entertainer that people would still want to see him play. I think he has such a huge name that, man, people just say, oh, that's Julian? Man, let's go watch one of his games and see how he's going to do on the court against grown men. Now, this brings me to a huge point about Julian Newman and his social media presence. Now, Julian almost has 1 million followers, and man, he is on social media heavy, and I think that's great for him. He really knows how to market himself and keep himself in the media's eye. But at the end of the day, I've talked about this multiple times on this channel, and specifically dealing with other players who are younger, such as Mikey Williams or even Bronny James, that it might not be a bad idea to really lessen the amount of social media presence you have and sacrifice that time to just focus on improving yourself, whether that's inside or outside of basketball. Now, how many times has Bronny James been caught up for something on social media just because maybe he accidentally posted something, or his name is just in a whole lot of mess and drama right now that could have easily been avoided maybe if he had just spent a little bit less time on there? Now, of course, I'm not saying that you can't be on social media and continue to work on on your game, because all of these guys clearly put in a ton of work. But who knows, maybe if you just spent a little bit less time on there, man, you could see a whole lot of improvement. Maybe Bronny would have never gotten to any of these scandals that he's currently in as of right now. Now, of course, the media does have a whole lot to do with it, and definitely try to get any type of headline or title off of Bronny's name or any type of kid who has some popularity. So that's another factor into it. Now, what's interesting about Julian Newman playing overseas, and as I mentioned this before, they had said he was going to play overseas on the Hello Newmans, which is his TV show. But in that case, these episodes are recorded earlier. Now, it seems about 7 months prior to when they actually are aired. So if they were recorded this early, why isn't Julian Newman playing overseas basketball yet? Now, of course, with everything going on, there could be a lot of logistics, but it does seem like a lot of the leagues have started up again. So we're really wondering, why isn't Julian playing overseas yet, if that's what they've claimed? Now, of course, I don't think he needs to go right away, because if Julian Newman has this TV show, man, and he has a big following where he could definitely monetize and live off of that. But at the end of the day, I think he really likes playing basketball. And if he's putting all this time and effort into it, the end goal would be to play some type of professional basketball at the next level, which for some reason it seems like it's not happening as of right now. Now you don't see Julian Newman's name popping up as you did prior, and his name really isn't in any articles or anything like that besides his TV show, and a lot of people are wondering why. Now personally, I think this is because he is not in high school anymore. During that high school phase, a lot of people are wondering, man, and really daydream, can Julian Newman get to the NBA? Is that possible for someone who's 5'7", weighs probably no more than 170, really get to the NBA or play overseas? And as of right now, we have not seen it done yet by him. Now, a lot of people were looking towards him for inspiration, but also clowning on his name because they didn't think he had any type of skill or talent. And that's just not right. At the end of the day, Julian Newman does have talent, because he wouldn't be in the position he was. Now, he was playing 6th grade varsity basketball, and although his father was the coach, he was scoring a lot of points. And you could say that was just because they were giving him the ball. But at the end of the day, if you're scoring that many points, you have to have some type of talent and skill for sure. Now, really, in my opinion, I think his height is the biggest downfall, but just because he's not in high school anymore, I believe that's why his name is really not popping up as much as it did before. People are looking towards new players like Bronny James or Mikey to really carry it and see where their careers are going to go, and they're thinking less and less about Julian at this point. And let's not forget, Julian did say he could beat LaMelo Ball 1v1, and we all know how that went. Now, it definitely didn't go too well, and Julian for sure regretted those statements, as LaMelo Ball was drafted number 3 in the NBA draft. All right, now let me know in the comments down below, do you think we will see Julian Newman on an overseas team or in an NBA team? Let me know. Make sure you comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, get a notification every time I upload a new video. So I'll each them out.